Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a really interesting piece from The Guardian about the frustrations of couriers dealing with opaque algorithms. It's a wild ride, folks.
Absolutely. I saw the headline and was immediately hooked. So what's the core issue here? Is it just about pay, or is there something more going on?
It's definitely more than just pay, although that's a huge part of it. The article highlights how couriers are completely in the dark about how these algorithms work. They're constantly battling unpredictable job assignments, pay discrepancies, and even sudden account deactivations, all seemingly at the whim of these mysterious systems.
Wow, that sounds incredibly frustrating. The article mentions specific examples, right? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, there's a driver in Ballymena, Northern Ireland, who describes it as a nightmare. He can't figure out why the app sometimes favors newly logged-on drivers over those who've been waiting longer. He even tries different geolocation strategies, like standing inside the restaurant versus outside, to see if it affects his chances of getting a job. It's like they're playing a game they don't understand the rules of.
Incredible. And what about the pay discrepancies? How significant are those?
It varies. Sometimes it's just a few pence, other times a few pounds. But the consistent lack of transparency makes it impossible for the couriers to know if they're being paid fairly. It's incredibly stressful, especially when you're relying on this income to make ends meet.
I see. And the account deactivations? That sounds terrifying. What causes those?
That's the scariest part. One driver, Lucas Myron, had his access revoked without warning. Initially, the app claimed it was because he was taking too long to reach pickup points. But weeks later, after he requested his data, they changed their story, saying he'd manipulated the system to get extra waiting fees. Fees he couldn't even find in his records. It's utterly discombobulating.
Unbelievable. So it seems like the algorithms are not only opaque, but also potentially unfair and inconsistent. Is there any pushback against this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The article mentions a campaign launched by gig workers, trade unions, and human rights groups to pressure companies like Uber Eats, Just Eat, and Deliveroo to be more transparent about their algorithms. They want to understand how these systems affect their work and pay.
That's a crucial step. It's about worker rights and fair treatment. But what about the company's responses? Do they offer any explanations or solutions?
The companies claim to have rider support and some information on their websites. But the article makes it clear that this isn't enough. The lack of clear communication and recourse leaves couriers feeling powerless and exploited. It's a serious problem.
It really is. It highlights the ethical challenges of relying so heavily on algorithms to manage human labor. It's a system ripe for abuse and lacking in accountability. This is a conversation that needs to continue, and we need to see real changes.
Exactly. This Guardian article shines a much-needed light on a critical issue. We need more transparency, better worker protections, and a more humane approach to managing the gig economy. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.